Hibernate tutorial. In this tutorial, I will teach you how you can use the criteria.alias to entity map with the example code. So, usually Hibernate returns the entity object and developers are actually accessing the setters and getters of the entity object. But if you have a requirement of getting the data using the native query and you want to access the data and you want to convert the data into the map object and then access the data like this, map.get first name means the field defined in the SQL statement. So you can use the alias to entity map feature of criteria. So each row of result set is a map from alias to entity instance, and for accessing the result set with a column name defined in the native SQL. As I explained you, if you have created a native SQL, then you can access the value with the name of the field defined in the SQL statement. To access the data, you can use map.get and then the field name. For example, first name. So benefit is easily access the data from map object using the column name defined in SQL, and it is much easier than index based method, for example get 0, get 1, etc., and much easier to implement. For example, if you have a SQL query like this, select first name, then birth date, cell phone from the worker table. You can use the criteria.alias to entity map to convert all the data as a collection of a map. So to get a one row, to get a one field, for example first name, we can call the method row.get first name. Row is nothing but a map object. So let's see the example. I have a MySQL database and we are connecting to the MySQL database connect. We are connecting to the Hibernate 4 tutorials and we have a table called worker, and it has got 4 records. So this is our hibernate.cfg.xml file. It is connecting to Hibernate 4 tutorials database, and these are the different values, and we have a mapping class net.roseindia.workers, and this is the worker entity which is annotated class, and this is the example code. First we are creating the session factory here through this code and finally getting the session factory. Then we are opening the session object by calling open session on session factory, then creating a query, select first name, birth date, cell phone from worker table if you want this. So it is returning the data. So this is our native query, and session.create SQL query, and passing the SQL query we have the query object, and we are setting set transformer criteria.alias to entity map and then calling the query.list, and it is returning the list object which is the collection of map object. So one by one we are getting the map in the row format, and to get the first name we are calling row.get first name, birth underscore date and cell phone, and printing the data. So this way you can use alias to entity map in Hibernate. If you run the example, you will see the output here like this: first row, second row, third and fourth. So this way you can use the Hibernate alias. So this way you can use the criteria.alias to entity map in Hibernate. We have thousands of tutorials on Hibernate programming, and you can visit our website and learn from these tutorials. So we have almost everything on Hibernate, and you can also search it here. On the home page you can find the tutorials of other technology like struts, Hibernate, XML, Spring, Java, testing frameworks, databases, Ajax, Java server faces, PHP, and so on. So we have thousands of tutorials, and you can visit our website and learn from these tutorials. Thanks for watching the video and subscribe our channel.